Can you describe what it was like for you fighting Bud, what he was doing that was giving you the kind of problems that you couldn't really do enough to get what would have been, I guess, a close decision?
We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style. Me siento muy orgulloso de lo que se logró.
A great night for boxing, a great night for the sport, for everyone. And as a Mexican, everything that I have accomplished for my people, for the country, very proud, and a great night for boxing.
Was it something specific, the movement or speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything.
And just one more, Canelo, it has been, I can't even know the number of years it's been since you've been without a world title. Has it sunk in yet that for the first time in all that time, you're not a world champion?
No, I feel a champion, no matter what. You know, I win no matter what, and I still feel a champion. So it is what it is. You need to take the loss and accept everything. But I'm gonna continue. To do it.
This was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
For this event, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Please stay down.
You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era. And you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means
All
the
of
most?
It. All of it. It all goes hand in hand.
Can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, you know, anybody can be a nobody. Like I said, you know, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words?
Thanks.
I bet you did. Well, the first 3 rounds, you know, I felt like I was in control. You know, I think he was trying to figure me out.
Did you feel that you were frustrating him? He tried to lift you up. He headbutted you. Were you sensing that you were frustrating him?
Of course. You know, he was a little frustrated in there, but that's part of the game.
Terrence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it. But, you know, I think I was the better man tonight.
What was that moment where you were pushed aside by the ring, and they suspended they called a timeout for a second, and then started the fight again in the middle. I think it was the seventh inning.
Well, I got headbutted. I got cut. I gotta go get stitches. You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, yeah. He headbutted me. So I gotta go get stitches after this.
I look at Terrence Crawford as a puncher boxer. I look at Canelo Alvarez as a puncher boxer, not the other way around. If they move, it's either to rest or get in position to do what they really want to do. Start a fight and land a punch that's going to change the course of the night. So I can't just say that Terrence is going to outbox and we know what he's going to do. I don't know. You got to do. Both of these fighters are extremely stubborn, and you cannot be great for any extended period of time and not have that stubbornness about you. Even though Canelo Alvarez has some blemishes on his record, there's a perfectly good reason for each one, the draws and the losses. So he's been outclassed by Mayweather, but he's never been beat up and shut out and stopped. So his confidence and stubbornness is at an all-time high. The same can be said about Terrence Crawford, and that's why I feel like, given the weight disparity, given their mentality, this fight is in a class by itself. And I just think that we're going to have high-level boxing because every punch is going to matter, because Terrence does not want to lose to Canelo Alvarez and vice versa. But they're going to stand their ground at some point in time. Canelo wants to prove that I am the bigger man. And Crawford doesn't appreciate being called the smaller man, which is why you saw him press up on Canelo at the press conference to send a subtle, not so subtle message that you're not as big as everybody's saying you are. So I think it's going to be a great fight that's going to stand.
Andre Ward thinks that Crawford versus Canelo will be a fantastic fight. Both of the fighters are determined and tenacious, and each punch could change the result of the fight. Alfonso Gomez, who used to face Canelo, has spoken out, implying that this fight could go in a surprising direction. His words were, he's a winner. His name is bigger and stronger, and he's always taken the lead. Gomez talks about Canelo's physical advantage in the ring and how each fight is uncertain. Crawford's skills and speed will face unprecedented challenges. It's not just about skill. Strong will, courage, and seizing the moment are important. Fans can expect a fight where size and strategy clash, and one punch could swing the whole thing in either direction. You can feel the tension, and the stakes for both sides couldn't be greater. Gomez elaborates on his predictions, implying that more than just ring skill is at stake. He suggests that there is a cosmic or even spiritual level that affects how the soldiers work.
So, going back to I'm just going back to my predictions of why I've been predicting these victories. Because it is going beyond us. This is energetic, this is cosmic, this is divine. And in this case, with Canelo and Crawford, I believe from what I've seen, Crawford is more in tune with his divinity. He is more, just closer to what we can call somebody that is more in tune with God and his family and nature, etc. I'm sure he consumes meat. I'm sure he swears. I'm sure he's not woke. But just more leaning towards, because Canelo, for years, he's just been commercialized. Not only his name, he has believed this. So in his mind, in his essence, Canelo, in everything, he's commercialized himself. He's a product, basically. And good for him. In a way, he is doing what he wanted to do. I predict that I think Canelo is going to...
He believes Crawford might have a special link to his inner strength, which could give him an edge he didn't expect. Canelo's experience and well-known style make him a formidable opponent. But Gomez believes that his raw energy and alignment could give him the advantage. Fans are left wondering if instincts can work better than studied strategies. The fight might get worse than just physical contact. It could be a test of your faith and intuition. Every move, every hit, might have weight that you can't see. Gomez continues to depict a fight that may not proceed as expected. He thinks there will be times when Crawford will completely surprise Canelo.
But I predict that Crawford is going to stunt him, drop him, something like that nobody has ever done. That's what I predict. That in itself could make Crawford get a split decision or a majority decision. But I see Canelo winning on a split decision, majority decision, because it's going to be a close fight. and Crawford is going to stunt him or do something like that. That's what I.
Gomez thinks Crawford will surprise Canelo in ways he has never seen before. Even if Canelo wins on points, this lessens the clarity of the ending and increases the stakes in each round. Fans can expect a thrilling battle where one brave move could make all the difference. There are going to be some close choices, and each one could change the game. It's becoming clearer that nothing is certain in this fight, which builds the tension. Gomez talks about Crawford's improvement as a boxer and how skill changes the game. He talks about the little things that make a talented fighter different from a master.
I think he's better. Yeah, I think he has fine-tuned his style. Obviously, he's faster on his movement, and not faster. What happens is that when you become a master, you can punch somebody in 1 inch and drop him, compared to somebody that has to do that. So fine-tuning into a master doesn't mean that you actually punch harder or nothing. It's just that everything's just he doesn't have to do this to block. He can just do this and he blocks a punch, right? He's just in another level. I believe that. From when I fought him, he was more wide, more open, more chaotic. He wasn't so fine-tuned. But also, I believe that his mind, everybody's energy is beautiful. The energy that they shoot him is the best. His own mind, everything that he sees around him that he has created is so powerful that brings him that energy. All the people that surround the arena. It's powerful. It's a lot of power.
Crawford can move quickly and accurately now, which makes him dangerous in any scenario. It doesn't take much for him to block, counter, and score punches while staying calm. He is even stronger because of the crowd and the electricity in the venue. According to Gomez, Crawford's knowledge has made him a force that can understand and win the fight. Fans can look forward to fluidity, intelligence, and short bursts of damaging action. Gomez breaks down the power match between Crawford and Canelo and compares the way they punch. Adam Smith talks about Crawford's chances in the fight, pointing out both his problems and his opportunities. He says this could be a turning point for the boxer who has never lost.
I like Crawford in the fight. I just think, yes, he's coming up in weight. Yes, it's a huge jump, but I think he's got the speed, the IQ, and the skills to give Canelo a really tough night. I mean, obviously, the weight difference and the strength of Canelo, and Canelo is a superstar, and I just wonder if it's the right time for Crawford. He's never had that coming out fight. Yes, he beat Errol Spence. Yes, he beat Porter. Yes, he's looked fantastic at times. 4-division champion or whatever he is, and he's unbeaten, but this is on Netflix. This is a huge audience, and I just think I just got a feeling this is Terence Crawford's coming out party.
Canelo is in a lot of danger from Crawford's speed, intelligence, and skills. Even though he has gained weight, Smith believes that Crawford could deliver a significant performance on a major world stage during this fight. The large audience and significant stakes exert pressure on him. Yet they also present an opportunity to solidify his reputation. Fans may believe Crawford will challenge Canelo in an unprecedented manner. At his coming out party, every drink might feel like a statement. Smith compares how ready Crawford is to fight with how much training Canelo has. He discusses the amount of passion and focus required to succeed at this level.
Look, Canelo will be favoured from many because he's been there, done it, but he's had nearly 70 fights, and I just wonder, looking at the Skull fight, that I just think it might be Crawford's time. I think it's going to be very, very tough, and I think that he's got to keep switched on every second of every minute. But I think Terence Crawford's the sort of guy that can do that. And it's Crawford for me.
Even though Canelo has a stellar record and is a pro, Smith thinks Crawford has the focus and flexibility to do the job. Every second in the ring needs to be paid full attention, and there is no room for mistakes. In this fight, Crawford may have to show how well he can stay calm under a lot of stress. Fans can expect a tactical matchup where speed of reaction and strategy are just as important as strength. Smith anticipates a thrilling and suspenseful fight where Crawford could potentially seize a historic opportunity. Teddy Atlas also talked about the fight and remembered how many people didn't think Crawford had a chance against Canelo. Right from the start, he was sure.
Listen, before this fight was made and when it was only vaguely proposed, where a lot of people poo-pooed it, no, Crawford's too small, forget about it, doesn't make sense. when it was going through those times, I didn't hesitate. I said Crawford. I'm not changing now.
Even when other people questioned the match, Atlas never changed his mind. His commitment to Crawford's skills shows that he believes in the underdog's abilities. Atlas has seen many winners come and go, so what he knows is useful. When the first bell rings, his fans will wonder if he was right. Crawford now has the chance to prove that his early faith was right. Atlas also talked about how important this fight was, pointing out how much publicity it got and the people who worked behind the scenes. He talks about how big the stage has become.
I see, listen, both guys have gotten older. I don't know. I hope it's not. And I'll put the disclaimer out there first. I'm not poo-poo. I'm not raining on anyone's parade. I think it's a very interesting fight, and I hope it's a great fight. And they're making it so big. They're really bringing everything out for this fight. You know, Dana White, his first involvement in boxing, in a promotion of a fight like this. I know he's involved with Walsh, the Irish kid, but I mean, his first really foray with boxing in this kind of way and level with Turki Al-Sheikh, and they're not holding anything back. I mean, they're putting everything into this.
He talks about Dana White's part more, which makes an already big event even more mysterious. The excitement around the fight shows how important this event may be in history. Atlas tells viewers that more than just the fighters are at stake. It's about how exciting fighting is to watch. The pressure builds as more people pay attention to this fight. Greatness is either made or broken when everything is at stake. Atlas then said that the excitement was like the long-awaited fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao. But he also warned them.
I remember how excited everyone was for the Mayweather fight with Pacquiao. As it turned out, it was 5 years too late. It didn't happen when probably it should have, to really give us a chance to really have a great fight. And people were very disappointed. And I'm hoping that don't happen, and I don't think it will. But there's a chance that people might say at the end of the day, if they're not as satisfied, whether it's the Canelo side or the Crawford side, that, hey, this should have maybe happened a little earlier. Put that aside for now. That's me, because I always gonna tell you everything I feel, whether you like it or not. But I'm gonna allow my experience to scour the canvas and look at everything, all aspects, and put it out there. I don't care if I'm working a fight now. It's not going to stop me from saying what I believe. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be. It is an interesting fight. I think it could be a hell of a fight, but we'll see.
He thinks the fight will happen too late for both men's lives. Atlas talks about how important timing is for making famous fights, like how Mayweather-Pacquiao let down fans. Despite this, he still thinks that the action in this fight could work. Fans are told not to take this fight for granted because they don't come up very often. The stakes are even higher because of the chance of not meeting standards. Atlas then broke down the technical parts and looked at how both boxers have changed over time. He paid extra attention to the pros and cons of each.
When I handicap this fight, I look at it where has each guy changed? What's their strengths, what their weaknesses? Canelo is not as busy as he used to be. Now, in some ways, it served him like a fine wine getting better. You know, he picks his spots, he counter punches, you know, he carries good power, he's accurate, you know, he doesn't waste anything. That's a nice thing. I don't know if that nice thing will serve him with Crawford, who's moving up in weight, who's faster, who can maneuver, use his legs. I know he's 37, but he's not used up. He doesn't have a lot of miles on the odometer, Crawford. So I'm looking for my synopsis of it my overview would be, I'm looking for Crawford to win the outside. Use his length. I know he's still got good length on him. Use his length, use his legs a little bit, grab the canvas. He's not gonna run, but just control space, get angles, be ready to punch. Don't allow Canelo to freely walk in. And where I think he gets served,
he sees Canelo change into a better boxer who is more controlled and doesn't waste punches. At the same time, he emphasizes that Crawford appears young, despite being old and having the ability to control space. This sets the stage for a battle between accuracy and speed. Fans may picture the strain on the chest as both guys try to impose their styles. Every change could make the difference in the fight. Atlas went back to a crucial point: Canelo's footwork and production. He was worried that these flaws might hurt him in the race against Crawford.
Why did he lose to Mayweather a long time ago? I know it was a million years ago. I know. But it wasn't because his hands were too slow. His feet were too slow. He couldn't close the gaps fast enough. And I think he's going to have a problem in that same area. If I'm right, if Crawford maximizes the things that favor him. Speed, legs, IQ, length, using the jab to control that length. I can see where Canelo could have trouble getting close enough. I also see that, again, he's not busy like he used to be. Yeah, he's accurate. Yeah, he'll go to the body. He'll look to throw that left hook to the liver. That's one of his famous punches. That's a punch that makes sense against a smaller man, that can take the legs away from a smaller man. But I don't know if he'll get in position to do it. Crawford's going to try not to let him get in position to do it and win the battle on the outside. And again, not have to deal with a lot of activity offensively from Canelo, because he's not that active offensively like he was some years ago. So that's going to help Crawford. Yeah, everyone says, oh, he's the big, Canelo's the bigger guy, he's the more powerful guy. Okay, fine. But if he's not throwing the bigger, more powerful punches in large quantities, then he's not as dangerous as you think he is. Because he's got to throw them. He's got to land them. But he's got to throw them to have a chance to land them, to be dangerous, to be the bigger guy. And if he's throwing a lot less than he used to, he's not as dangerous as you make it in your head, because he's the bigger guy. That's how I break it.
He says that Canelo's slower feet might make him chase shadows if Crawford knows how to use his legs and jabs right. Despite Canelo's strength, Atlas advises him to increase his punch count. If you don't do that, the size edge might not be as important as people think. When I hear this, I picture Crawford dancing while Canelo tries to close the gap. As people watch, they wonder if the little man can beat the bigger threat. This is it. Fight week has come, and all the talk about it is finally over. This is the time that all the worries, fears, predictions, and warnings lead to. There will be more at stake in this fight than belts and records. Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are going to fight. The point is to show pride, leave a memory, and decide who really belongs at the top. Canelo is big, strong, and has a lot of experience, so he can fight at the highest level. Crawford can shock the world with his speed, cleverness, and hunger. One mistake or punch on fight night could make all the difference. But the real question is whether Crawford's skill and determination will be enough to beat the huge and strong opponent in front of him. Will Canelo show everyone why he's been the face of boxing for 10 years? Let's say Crawford wins. Would we call him one of the all-time greats? Tell us what you think in the space below. Sign up for our channel and keep an eye out for more movies like this. It's fight week, and history is about to be made.